What's going on, folks? And welcome to the first full week of Into the Square Circle podcast in the month of January. First full week of 2024. How's everyone doing? By the way, my name is GB. So welcome to Into the Square Circle podcast, where we talk about all things pro wrestling. And as I mentioned, it's a podcast. It's available on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, so wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. All you have to do is type in Into the Squared Circle podcast and follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, and right here on YouTube. Hit the subscribe right now, man. And welcome as always. So here we are, folks. It's the first week. How's everyone doing? You have a New Year's resolution? Huh? Trying to lose a little beer belly like me? Yeah, you see, I'm making little improvements here. You're watching on YouTube. I got like 3 beer cans on my desk. That's okay. My resolution is to clear out the fridge by the end of this week. Yeah, that's not happening. But you know what, man? Here we are, man. The pro wrestling world has continued to evolved, right? Continues to change. A lot of movement, a lot of moving pieces going on throughout the pro wrestling landscape. Man, woo, doggy. We will talk about it, right? So for the first half of the show, right? The first half of the show, I'll have, okay, stick with me. One highlight from Raw, one highlight from NXT, one highlight from AEW Dynamite, one highlight from Impact Wrestling, one highlight from WWE SmackDown, and one highlight from AEW Collisions. All right. 6 television shows, one highlight each. Okay. We're going to go right through all the BS, get to the good stuff. And then for the second half of the show, right? Part 2, I'll have my review and my thoughts on New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom. Went down this past Thursday, January 4th of 2023, live at the Tokyo Dome. Yeah, that's going to be my second half of the show. And we'll also talk about New Year's Dash, went down the day after. If you know, New Year's Dash is kind of like Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. So there's always surprises, right? So we got that going down. That's for the second half of the show. So, man, I shouldn't complain about it, because the last 3 days, over 10 hours of pro wrestling, 10 hours of pro wrestling combined. Right now, my brain is overload, and there's never too much of pro wrestling, right? If you're a pro wrestling fan like me, there's never enough of pro wrestling, but there's times you just need to step away. Thank God there's NFL football going down as we're itching close to wild card weekend. If you're a fan of football, no, the Chicago Bears are out. Green Bay Packers, boo, in. Jacksonville Jaguars are out. If you're a fan of AEW, and yes, they are out of playoffs, and gave Pittsburgh Steelers a clinch in the playoffs, and a lot of things moving on over there in NFL, but that's football talk. Let's talk about pro wrestling. Damn it. Here we go. So cheers to you. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So my top one highlight throughout 6 pro wrestling shows on free TV. Let's kick it off on WWE Raw this past Monday. So by the time this video will come out, or podcast, yeah, the following Raw will be hitting on air tonight. Already happened already. CM Punk will be on the show for January 8th edition of Raw 2024. I think I said 2023 a couple minutes ago. Wrong, 2024. So I gotta get used to the number change, right? Same thing with writing. Right on the check. 010823. Shit, need a whiteout. Well, you know what? Either way. So here we go. My number one highlight from Monday Night Raw this past Monday, day one, January 1st. You can't remember. They just remember day one, because another moment happened on day one was the return of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Come on, throw the elbow up, the eyebrow, not the elbow. I mean, you could do the elbow and hope you got padding or a carpet on the floor, but do the eyebrow rock, right? Everybody does the eyebrow. Not everyone, but I mean, I scare the ladies off. But you know what? The Rock showed up, right? The Rock showed up, and he made some noise at the very end of the promo. So yeah, he came out and tried to make fun of Jinder Mahal, who came. And it was pretty obvious, right? Jinder Mahal came out. Triple H teased on Twitter that we got a former champion that's going to show up in Raw. And I know the WWE, they like to swerve us. They like to send out someone that's not where everybody has in their mind. And out comes Jinder Mahal, say how bad America it is. And then also you hear, if you smell, and out comes The Rock, right? The Rock comes out and just verbally blistered Jinder Mahal. I feel bad for that poor bastard. I feel like he been bullied by The Rock. How dare him? Not in 2024, damn it. But The Rock came out, whipped Jinder Mahal's ass. And then he picked up the mic. And he said something that got the pro wrestling world just riled up, damn it. See, I can't speak because I'm riled up. Man, just wild animals behind a cage. Pro wrestling fans are just losing their damn minds, brother. So what The Rock said, if you've been hiding under the rock, no pun intended, let's hear it courtesy of WWE.com. So here we go. Right now.
I'm going to go get something to eat. When The Rock goes out to get something to eat tonight in San Diego, should The Rock sit in a booth? Or should The Rock sit at the bar? Yeah, The Rock loves a bar too. Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table?
Oh my God. You hear that reaction from the crowd. Holy smokes. The Rock wants to sit at the head of the table. Holy smokes. And that was the top highlight from Monday Night Raw this past Monday. Fans are just losing their damn minds. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a meme of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, dirt old, right, in their 70s. Cody Rhodes finally finishing his story at WrestleMania. And I thought about that. CM Punk comes in, steals the pro wrestling industry, right? By the heart, by the balls. And I'm going to finish my story. All right, that's what CM Punk said. I'm going to finish my story. Cody Rhodes was like, okay, I'm going to finish mine too, bud. Keep that in mind. Now The Rock was like, screw you, both of you. I'm going to come in and I'm going to sit at the head of the table. Yeah. I'm just going to work my way in and just fight Roman. Now, we don't know if it's official for WrestleMania. We don't know if it's a teaser for, was it Elimination Chambers in Australia? And I know they got a stadium show. So we don't know what's the plans is, right? The Rock teased it. Now on Friday night, SmackDown, kind of go a little head forward here. SmackDown this coming Friday. It was no teasement, right? Paul Heyman was like, okay, Rock, you just can't cut the line, right? You can't just barge your way in here and get Roman Reigns. And either way, you're going to get your ass whooped just like this person, just like this person, just like this person. That was it. It was a 3-minute promo from Paul Heyman, and it was just nothing, right? It was just nothing. There was nothing coming out of it. There was no lead. There was no tease between Roman wanted The Rock, right? So there was no tease whatsoever. There we go. So where's this going? We don't know. They're going to pick something up next week. We don't know. Well, again, Rock's a busy man. Hollywood's calling him. He just kicked off a whole new football federation, the was it UFL, right? The United Football League, which is going to kick off the Springs. He got that going on with Danny Garcia. So he's a busy man. He got his own energy drink, was Zoa energy drink. So the guy's a businessman. He's an entrepreneur, right? I can't say that word because I'm not one, but he is a rich, smart businessman. So whenever The Rock's available, we'll kind of see what will happen. But in the meantime, that was the numero uno highlight from Monday Night Raw this past Monday. All right, let's go to number dos highlight. And for this week on television and pro wrestling, let's head on over to NXT. That's right, folks. NXT went down this past Tuesday on the USA Network. But if there was something that kind of stood out, right? If there was something that kind of stood out on NXT, it was the match between Riley Osborne versus Lexis King in a breakout tournament semifinals match. So what went down this past Tuesday on NXT? Well, I'll kind of play the audio here, courtesy of WWE.com. What was the outcome from this match between Riley Osborne and Lexis King, formerly known as Brian Pillman Jr.? Had a brain fart there for a second. So let's play the clip, courtesy of WWE.com. What happened on that match? Here we go. Right now.
King took his eye off the ball. Osborne, target acquired. Shooting star press. Cover. Count.
Not like this.
Osborne is headed to the finals.
So there we go, man. Osborne, Riley Osborne, kind of yeah, what's the right word for it? I just swerved everybody. No, yeah, Lexis King's looking pretty good the past couple weeks. And you thought this would be the shining moment for Lexis King to move on forward to the finals of the breakout tournament. And Riley Osborne shocked the world. It defeated him in a simple pin. 1, 2, 3. And you know what, man? That was a hell of a match. And I'm looking forward to see what the future holds for Lexis King, who's a phenomenal wrestler, Brian Pillman Jr. Again, it's just the DNA coming from his father, from the late great Brian Pillman. Russell at great wrestling schools, by the way. Obviously, he had a very short, disappointing run. In my personal opinion, he could have been a shining star in AEW, but I just didn't work out as it is, and I'm happy for him. I'm glad he jumped ships and went to WWE, NXT, and hopefully we'll kind of see what's going to happen for Lexis King. But that moment right there was a hell of a match, on a hell of a semifinals match in the breakthrough, wherever the hell it is, tournament in NXT. The top highlight for NXT. All right, let's go to TV show number 3. I don't know what the proper term is. There we go. So the highlight for AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday was not a match. It was after a match. Mariah May had her debut match this past Monday. I think she faced Queen Amati. I don't know, but my apologies. But Mariah May, she was impressive, right? She was impressive in her debut match in AEW. So she was talking smack after the match, like, "Oh, thank you. I hope Timeless Tony Storm loves me. I hope she's watching me. Blah, 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 blah." Well, we had a surprise, right? We had a surprise appearance from a hot free agent in the world's women's wrestling. Blah, blah. You know what? I'm going to shut up. I suck at talking. But I could play this audio. That could do justice, right? Courtesy of, you know what? AEW.com. So let me dial it in here, of course, really quick. If you watch AEW programming, and you kind of know what it is, right? No? If you're living under a rock, here we go. Courtesy of AEW.
Upstaging Mariah May. Wow, what a surprise here. Yana just taking the spotlight right from the debuting and victorious Mariah May.
So a little clip from you heard from Taz, right? From commentary. Deonna Purrazzo made her shocking appearance, and I guess she is a new addition to AEW program, and the women's division just got stronger. Deonna Purrazzo, she's a free agent. She's no longer with Impact Wrestling or TNA Wrestling. Excuse me, TNA Wrestling. Used to the new name here. Yeah, man. She is now officially All Elite, and she confronted Mariah May, and both women had a little cat fight in the ring, and woo, doggy. It's another feud right here. So I'm looking forward to seeing Mariah May versus Deonna Purrazzo in the near future. Yes, I'm down for it. So that was the numero uno highlight of AEW Dynamite. Yeah, we had Adam Cole came out with his faction, the Undisputed Kingdom, telling the reason why he was the devil. It was long. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm over it. But you know what? Deonna Purrazzo making the women's division stronger than it is in AEW. And I'm looking forward to see what's going to go down for Mrs. Purrazzo in the near future. So that was number one highlight of how many TV shows we are right now? Okay, 3 TV shows and free television of wrestling, AEW Dynamite. Okay, gotta lay off the beer here. All right, let's head on over to Thursday, January 4th. Impact, hold on. Impact, no, it's not. It's TNA Wrestling. Total non-stop action, baby. Yeah, baby, non-stop action. Oh, yes. I'm talking about Impact Wrestling, TNA. See, I did it again. Every time I see Impact Wrestling, I should take a drink. Punish myself for saying that. But yeah, man. TNA went on air this past Thursday. And Scott D'Amore, baby, came out with who's the current champion? Alex Shelley, right? Yes, Alex Shelley, the current TNA champion, right? And had a little presentation from Scott D'Amore to Alex Shelley. And let's hear this fine clip, courtesy of TNA Wrestling on YouTube. Here we go.
Saving as we end the Impact Wrestling era and we move on to a new TNA Wrestling era, I can't think of anybody more fitting to be the person to carry that championship over than somebody who was there in year 1 and has held that championship 10 times. So right now, I'd like to present to you the new TNA X Division Championship belt.
So there we go, man. Scott D'Amore presented the new TNA champion belt. It looks pretty sharp, man. Looks pretty badass. And sound like TNA Wrestling is going to have a series of unveiling. What I'm talking about is, I think check out their social media. Their social media platforms now, Facebook, Instagram, X, TNA Wrestling, and they have a set of dates. Or each date they're going to unveil a new champion throughout their championship arsenal, right? X Division champion, tag team champions, women. They're going to unveil new belt looks for each one of them and each episode. So you guys stay tuned, man. It's pretty exciting. So if you want to see each champion being unveiled under the TNA moniker, watch each episode, man. Watch it. And I believe it's what on Access TV, if I'm not mistaken. If it's still there or not. So we got that going on. And yes, I'll have my previews and predictions for TNA Hard to Kill. The first pay-per-view back under the TNA moniker, going down this coming Saturday, January 13th. And I'll do my best to watch it live on pay-per-view as always. And I'm pretty excited to see what's going to happen. But TNA's back, baby. And I am pretty excited. So is my camera, right? My camera's always pretty excited. So here we go. And we're back live, baby. We're back live on my camera. And let's move on forward here to the next highlight. I'm talking about WWE SmackDown that went down this past Friday on Fox. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns made his return back on SmackDown this past Friday, of course. But we had a main event match on SmackDown. That was a hell of a main event. Let's back it up. It was a hell of a main event, right? Randy Orton, almost says Randy Rhodes, that guitarist from Ozzy Osbourne. Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight. Yeah. Okay, we had a three-way, baby. We had a three-way match. And all three guys beat the living hell out of each other. It was a great match. Great main event SmackDown match. Okay, we got that, right? So the ref got knocked out. You know how it is when a ref gets knocked out. It's cheating time, baby. It's time to cheat. It's time to cheat, right? Resolution cheat. But out comes Roman Reigns. Out comes the bloodline, right? Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, the Wiseman, Paul Heyman, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. All the guys came out. All the guys hit the ring. All the guys beat the living out of the main event match, guys, participants, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. And the match was done, over with. The ref got unconscious. The match was done. And the wise man was just watching the bloodline just creating destruction in the main event. Well, out of nowhere, Nick Aldis, the manager from SmackDown, snuck up behind the wise man, Paul Heyman. He grabbed him by the shoulder and he told him something as he's watching the bloodline just wrecking the main event of SmackDown. And I love the camera angles, man. The camera shots were phenomenal. You just see it down. You see the camera on the floor facing Paul Heyman, Nick Aldis, and he's just the bloodline just causing havoc, causing hell in the ring. Just like fucking SmackDown is just on fire in the background. And it's just a shit show. But Nick Aldis, man, he responded back to the wise man about the actions of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns thinks he runs the show. Roman Reigns, he thinks he is the fucking shits. Okay? He's not. Right? Roman Reigns is not the shits, man. And here we go. As I'm about to dial in here, folks, on the audio. And we're going to play right now, courtesy of WWE.com. Here we go. Right now. Yes, no, maybe so. We're playing audio? No, we're not. You're probably hearing, here we go. And I'll play right now. Try it again.
No, don't be touching me.
Hey. He's done celebrating. Tell him congratulations.
You know why?
Because he's just earned himself a fatal four-way match with all three of these guys at the Royal Rumble.
So a very bad audio quality, and my apologies on that. I try to clean it up much as I can, but you know what? There we go, man. So as I mentioned, Nick Aldis tapped Paul Heyman on the shoulders, like, hey, come on, man. What's going on in the ring with your boys? Paul Heyman was like, don't you touch me, damn it. And Nick Aldis was like, look here, son of a bitch. He didn't say that, but like, look, your crew is wrecking this main event. You screwed up. Roman screwed up. So guess what, pal? At the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns is going to get a fatal four-way match for the title. Merry Christmas. I love that, man. That was great. Roman, you son of a bitch. You think you're the shits? Fine. You got yourself a fatal four-way date match this coming January. A couple weeks. That's right around the corner. Holy smokes, that's right around the corner. I gotta add this shit on my calendar because I'm gonna forget. the Royal Rumble. That's weeks away. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. So that was top highlight for WWE SmackDown. Okay, so let's cut on over to Saturday. Oh, Saturday. Let's go to AEW Collision. And what went down that Collision this past Saturday, G? Well, we had a hell of a match between FTR versus the House of Black. Hell of a match. The FTR country in the Carolinas, the Bojangles Arena. Oh, man, hell of a match. I enjoy this match. And man, there's a lot of back and forth. FTR get the 1, 2, 3 kick out. And then the same thing with the House of Black, just back and forth, and just high stakes, high rewards. And there was nothing on the line, man. It was just like a proving ground match. These guys proven in the FTR country that FTR House of Black, man, you better watch out, man. You're in our back of the yards. We'll whoop your ass in front of our family, all of our friends. Man, this is a big deal, man. It's a big deal for FTR. They put in a hell of a slobber knocker of a match. And if you give a rat's ass or not, I'll play the clip courtesy of AEW.com and see what the outcome of this match was. Here we go.
What are we watching?
Another tag team classic on a Saturday night.
Absolutely a pickup. How about 1 and 2? 1, 2, it's 3. Yes!
So, man, what a powerful match, man. That was a very inspirational match. FTR defeated House of Black 1, 2, 3 for the win. And man, just a phenomenal match. What else you can say about it? And after that, of course, we had Brody King, we had Julia Hart, we had the everybody, House of Black were pissed off, and they just destroyed FTR of the match. And again, I believe Dax Harwood's daughter, his wife, was on the front row, and House of Blacks were just pissed off, and they were just beating the living hell out of the FTR with chairs, just destroying them in front of their families. And he had Julia Hart doing the 10 bell salute. God damn, not FTR country, not in front of the family, and not in front of the kids, damn it. And they do that wicked stuff. Wow. So if the House of Black, man, they lost, but man, they didn't take that loss lightly. So you know what? That was a hell of a moment and a great main event match for AEW Collision. Okay, we made through 6 shows, all different varieties, 1 highlight each. And again, I hope maybe these highlights were something special for you. Or maybe you just don't give a rat's ass. Or maybe you just don't give a rat's ass and none of this. And I just love to hear me stumble on words, drinking beer, and talk about pro wrestling. I don't know. All right, so here we go, man. 1 highlight from each program. And now we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to do another refill. And then when I come back, we'll talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom. Yes, I'm excited. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. I will see you on the flip side. All right? Yeah. All right, welcome, folks, and welcome back from break. And then the second half of the show. Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling presents Wrestle Kingdom. Was it Wrestle Kingdom 18 at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan? And man, hell of a show. It was a long show, man. It took me almost 2 days just to get caught up on it. But you know, let's talk about it, man. It was a hell of a show. I enjoyed this more than AEW's World's End. I hate saying that, but it's the damn truth. It was a hell of a show. It was a great pro wrestling show. If you're a fan of Japanese wrestling or just the culture or just wrestling in general, this was an excellent show. And I highly recommend going seeing it, newjapanworld.com. And what's great about it, newjapanworld.com, right? They have subtitles. I mean, if you speak Japanese, they have Japanese commentary. Let's talk about that. They have English commentary, right? Which is awesome. Chris Carlton and the new guy. I'm a big fan of his now. I love his voice. Walker Stewart. And let's talk about him for a second. Again, he was a independent color commentator sensation. He has a velvet voice. Guy has nothing good about. There's just good stuff coming out of this guy. And when every time I hear his voice, sounds like a 20-year-old Don Callis. And it's not a bad joke. Like he has a great. I thought it was Don Callis for a second, but he has a hell of a voice. And kudos to Kevin Kelly, and kudos to New Japan Pro Wrestling for scouting this kid, because he is. I looked him up. He's a young kid, journalism background, and he has a hell of a voice. And he's a perfect fit for New Japan Pro Wrestling World English commentary team. So kudos to both of them. And Rocky Romero was the third man, of course. So you had a nice little combination. Rocky Romero is obviously a big fixture of the New Japan, and great chemistry when it comes to communicating or working relationship with American promotions. So overall, I enjoy the commentary team. Let's talk about the setup, right? The stage. I mean, the Wrestle Kingdom outdo each other. Big giant stage in a Tokyo Dome with just LED lights and that pyro. The crowd with 30,000 people plus at the Tokyo Dome. Yeah, man, it was awesome. It was cool. And I always watch it every year. And here we are for the 2024 edition of Wrestle Kingdom, the WrestleMania of New Japan. So the show kicks off with the New Japan Rambo. So what it is kind of like a Royal Rumble sorts of a match. But the catch is the final four guys in the ring will have a match at New Year's Dash, right? For the Kings of Pro Wrestling 2024 Championship. And the four guys were Great-O-Khan, Taichi Ishimori, Toru Yano, and Yo. All four guys advanced to the Kings Pro Wrestling 2024 Championship at New Year's Dash. And so it was pretty decent, man. It was a pretty decent Rumble style match. And Tiger Hattori, the legendary referee from New Japan Pro Wrestling, he officiated the match. So it's good to see him. And there we go. So that was the pre-show match. So here we go. Showtime. Wrestle Kingdom begins. We have a nice little intro slideshow going on. You got pyro blowing off on stage. And here comes the tag team championship match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. The Bullet Club War Dogs, the Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors. I believe they were the champions coming down. I got to say, both guys look great. Clark Connors is Zeke's, man. He's a monster. And Drilla Maloney, god damn. First time seeing him on television. Guy is jacked. Both of these guys look like gods, man. The six packs. I mean, they make me look bad. I mean, these guys are they look like stars, right? They belong in AEW or WWE programming, right? Catch 2 and 2. Catch 22. TJP. He had his ring attire was like a zombie, a dog mask. He had a unique style. And Francisco Akita, his tag team partner, came out together. Hell of a match, right? First match of the show. That's not a pre-show. And both teams beat the living hell at each other. And a lot of people thought that Bullet Club War Dogs has the upper advantage. People thought these guys were going to retain and walk away. these guys came in like, they're the shits, right? We're gonna whoop these guys' ass and we're done in 5 minutes. No, that was wrong, man. Catch 22 defeated Bullet Club War Dogs to become the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in a great match. I enjoyed it. All right, next match. This was a hell of a match. By the way, that match between Catch 22 and Bullet Club, 9 minutes and 38 seconds. If you give a rat's ass on time. All right, this match was an 8-minute and 53-second match, and it was the next match on the show for the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion. The champion who came down the ring, Zack Sabre Jr., 1-on-1 against the Ace, right? The Ace, the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi. What a match, man. Right off the bat on the match, Hiroshi Tanahashi, that guy was blown up. He was hauling ass for at least the beginning of the match. He thought he will take advantage and just go fast, boom, 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 till Zack Sabre Jr. caught him off guard, slowed him down, stretch him like a pretzel. Zack Sabre Jr., he's a technical wizard, right? Technical wrestler, wizard. Love to stretch his opponents, and that's what he did. He stretched Hiroshi Tanahashi. If there's anybody gonna, stretch their own boss's body, his arms and his legs, that's Zack Sabre Jr. You have Austin and Vince McMahon. You have Hiroshi Tanahashi and Zack Sabre Jr. Not a lot of people can stretch their own damn boss in the ring. And seeing that happen, but Hiroshi Tanahashi managed to flip the script around and defeated Zack Sabre Jr. Try to remember the finisher, but Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Zack Sabre Jr. and become the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion. And a lot of people were surprised he booked himself as a champion, even though he's the president. But is what it is, and here we go, man. He is the champion, man, for television. All right, up next, and not that this was a hell of a match, a singles match. Yuya Uemura versus Yota Tsuji. Tsuji Tsuji. 10 minutes and 57 seconds match. Hell of a match, man. Great singles match. We love the classic junior division style match. These guys beat the living hell out of each other. And Yuya Uemura defeated Yota Tsuji by pinfall. And I believe it was like a bridge pinfall. Great match. I enjoyed it. Great singles match. Nothing to complain about. All right, up next, a tag team match. House of Torture, Evil, and Ren Narita defeated Shota Umino and Kaito Kayami. So, what a tag team match, man. These guys had a hell of a match. Shota Umino is always impressive. Kaito Kayami, he's from Pro Wrestling Noah, right? So that had a nice little chemistry for both of them. House of Torture, man, had no respect for Pro Wrestling Noah. They came out on their entrance with a Pro Wrestling Noah tee, and they used a scissor to cut it to show their disrespect to Shota Umino and Kaito. And I gotta say, Shota Umino had a great gear attire. His jacket, I loved it. It looks great. And Kaito from Pro Wrestling Noah, and very impressive. I love the chemistry with Shota, but man, they fell short. They fell short, and the House of Torture won the match. All right, up next, Tama Tonga will go 1-on-1 against Shingo Takagi for the never open weight champion. This was a hell of a match. This is one of my favorite matches on the show. I'm a big fan of Tama Tonga. I talked about it in my previews and predictions for New Wrestle Kingdom. Tama Tonga was phenomenal. High energy, high pace. He's an excellent wrestler. And I'm a big fan of Tama Tonga. The Gorillas of Destiny. And Shingo Takagi, man, he's a phenomenal wrestler as well, right? Part of the LIJ faction, Los Incurables de Japón. Shingo Takagi proved that he is a badass. He put on a great match. He did what he can, but he fell short. And I think Tama Tonga did the stun gun, his finishing move. Not mistaken, I could be wrong. And defeated Shingo Takagi to win the Never Openweight Champions. Another title change on Wrestle Kingdom, folks. Tama Tonga is your new Never Openweight Champion. How about that? Tama Tonga, my man, champion. Represent them, boys. All right, it's a great match. Now, by the way, that was a 12-minute and 56-second match. Up next, speaking of Gorillas of Destiny, GOD, El Fantasmo, and Hekaleo, they defeated Team Bushimon, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi by pinfall. And now the Gorillas of Destiny are now your new IWGP Tag Team Champions and strong openweight champion. Double champions. Holy smokes. And by the way, I do have a magazine upstairs, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Bushimon was in the top 10 best damn tag team wrestlers on the planet. And they proved that Wrestle Kingdom. They did all their best to retain the titles, but they fell short. They had a lot of respect, too. A lot of respect between both teams after the match. I'm a big fan of Hekaleo, a tall son of a bitch, right? He's tall. He's massive. He's big. El Fantasmo, he is fast. He is quick. He's jumping around. He's the guy you need to watch, right? All over the damn place. But Hiroki Goto from Bushimon, he is a veteran. He is smart. He knows what he's doing. Yoshihashi, too, as well. He is smart as well. So great dynamic teams between both of them. But Bushimon failed to retain the titles, and the Gorilla Destinies are now your new double champions, IWGP Tag Team and strong openweight champions. Congrats to GOD. All right, let's move on next here. El Desperado defeated Hiromu Takahashi, the Time Bomb, for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Holy smoke. This was another favorite matches of mine. El Desperado, I think he did the Pinche Loco. If you're a Hispanic person that knows that name, I'm not going to repeat what it is in English, but that's his finishing move, the Pinche Loco, and defeated Hiromu Takahashi. I thought this was a great match. 14 minutes and 19 seconds of a match, and these guys beat the living hell out of each other. El Desperado's just phenomenal. I looked at him as more of just another cruiserweight, junior division. But after this match, I had a lot of respect for him. I became a fan of his more now after watching this match. Hiromu Takahashi. I love this ring gear. His ring gear came out, had a bunch of monster eyeballs on him. It's like a creature jacket. It was pretty badass. And but man, this match was phenomenal. If you're a fan of junior heavyweight style luchador, fast-paced New Japan style wrestling match, you love all that in one bowl, this match is for you. El Desperado defeated Hiromu Takahashi. So hell of a match. All right, up next, doggy, a three-way match for the inaugural IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. David Finlay defeated Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley by pinfall. Holy smokes. Another great match on the show. All three guys beat the living hell out of each other. David Finlay came out first in his entrance. He is dark. He was obviously the leader of the Bullet Club War Dogs. Jon Moxley came out. I'm not sure what the hell he was wearing on his face. Like he was wearing a Batman mask on his head and a red beak nose. I don't know what character he is. Bane. I don't know. He came out through the crowd, of course. And Will Ospreay, man, I enjoyed his entrance as well. He came out like a black magician hat and a jacket. He disappeared in the smoke. And when his music played, he popped out and well, there he is, Will Ospreay, right? So each men had their fancy entrance, of course, as the WrestleMania of New Japan. All three guys beat the living hell out of each other. Yes, some Jon Moxley blood in the match. Yes, there were tables involved. Yes, there were tables involved. When it comes to a three-way, is no disqualification in New Japan. So there we go. And of course, the Bullet Club War Dogs got involved in this match because again, no DQ. And they tried to conquer this match, but Osprey and Moxley managed to turn it around, got rid of the Bullet Club War Dogs, and they were this close from defeating David Finlay. This close, but David Finlay somehow managed to win the match, snuck out as the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. By the way, before I forget, Nick Nemeth, right? Former WWE superstar Dolph Ziggler was at ringside with his brother. Was it Ryan Nemeth, right? Both of them were at ringside watching the match. So after the match, David Finlay won, grabbed his title, celebrated. He confronted Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nemeth, and those guys exchanged words. Both guys didn't like each other. Both guys beat the living hell out of each other. Security had to break them up. And of course, at the media scrum, Nick Nemeth showed up at David Finlay's post media scrum and attacked him right in front of all the press. So it was amazing. I loved it. You don't get that anywhere else, right? So it's good to see Nick Nemeth, man, expanding the globe, and I'm excited to see what's next. Will he go to New Japan and do a tour circuit? I'm excited for it. So we got that. And okay, 2 more matches, folks. We're almost there. 2 more matches. Kushka Okada versus Bryan Danielson. This is the match of the year. I'll say it right now. It's the match of the year. Hell of a match. Who won? Okada, right? Okada defeated Bryan Danielson. If you remember, Danielson defeated Okada here in the United States of America. So here's Danielson on Japan turf, right? Okada turf. 23 minutes and 30-minute match. And wow, I just watching this match step by step was just phenomenal. Okada's trying to target Danielson's face, right? That's the key, right? Get your opponent's weakness. Targeting his orbital bone. But Danielson is a technical wrestler, right? A technician. His target was the arm of Okada. Holy smokes. I was watching it on my tablet and in bed, and I had my wife next to me. And I'm sitting there like, ooh, how can you do that with your hands? I'm like, my arms don't bend that way. But Danielson bended on Okada. That's just impressive. The way he twists his arms, putting pressure, and that was the target, right? His arm, I believe it was his left arm, right? His left arm, right? One of the arms. That was the target, the arm. Limited mobility. Keyword, limited mobility. Slow down Okada, which it did. Slow down Okada, but Okada was like the underdog. He managed to fight it back with one arm. Try to do the Rainmaker on Bryan Danielson. A lot of back and forth. Really, really good. If you're a wrestling fan, you're open-minded, right? You're open-minded. You must watch this match. Okada versus Danielson. Oh my gosh, chef's kiss. It was beautiful. What a match. I recommend it right now, damn it. Just stop listening to this podcast. Stop jacking off. Stop driving. You look, even my camera stopped. My camera stopped. Stop working. I'm telling you right now, this is the match of the year candidate. Okada versus Danielson, Wrestle Kingdom. Watch it. I loved it. So Okada, had his praise for Danielson, right? They had their hands like this, kissing the mat, and both guys bowed down to the masters of pro wrestling, right? Both guys paid respect to pro wrestling. It was a pro wrestling match. And if they have a rubber match in the near future, I'll be watching it. I'll be watching it. This goes down history, pro wrestling history. I'm happy for Danielson, man. He goes to Tokyo Dome, goes to Japan, has a match of the century. Never will happen again, especially under the Tokyo Dome. So once in a lifetime, man. That's amazing. Okay. The main event, Tetsuya Naito versus Sonata. So Sonata came down the ring as the champion, and he put his title on the line against Tetsuya Naito. 25 minutes and 43 seconds match, almost damn near 30 minutes. How can you beat Okada versus Danielson? Very simple. Just put Naito versus Sonata after. Holy smokes, 2 back-to-back matches. Wow. This is beautiful. It's great to be a pro wrestling fan. It is great. Naito versus Sonata. These guys put on a wrestling clinic as well. Sonata, a young kid who was a former tag league champion, IWGP champion with his former partner, Evil. Sonata decided to split and became his own entity. And here he is main eventing Wrestle Kingdom with Naito. Tetsuya Naito for the IWGP champion. That's amazing. And Tetsuya Naito is coming back for vengeance. Guy who's he's getting up in age now. He's got to be in his middle age, what, 40s, 30, late 30s, early 40s, probably more. But still doing it, man. Still out there kicking ass. And both guys beat the living hell at each other. What else you can say? His Destino and what is other finishing moves? But man, it's just Tranquilo himself, Tetsuya Naito, proved to the world that he wants the roll call, right? The roll, which that was a great. But let's get to that point, man. Tetsuya Naito defeated Sonata. Great match, and now Tetsuya Naito is your new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. And after that, he was ready to do a roll call of the LIJ at the main event after winning the title. And sure enough, he got blindsided and attacked by House of Torture, Evil, and his partner. And they attacked Tetsuya Naito. And Naito was getting jumped in the ring, and he was ready to do his roll call, his dream. His dream introduction as the new world champion. And in out of nowhere, it was Sonata. Sonata came in for the save to take out his former partner, Evil. And he gave Tetsuya Naito his proper finish. And he did the roll call, right? He named everybody in this faction, right? Shingo Tagachi, Bushi. Who else is in this faction? But he got to the very end and he said his name. Tetsuya Naito, LIJ. And the whole crowd, 30,000 people, chant along with the roll call. That was it was spine tingling. It just listening to it through my tablet just gave me chills. What a special moment. And who knew that Hiroshi Tanahashi would be your TV champion and you got Tetsuya Naito, your world heavyweight champion. Wow, how the tides are turning in New Japan, but in a good way. But overall, it was a great show. And by the way, New Year's Dash, the day after Wrestle Kingdom, we had the main event. A main event of Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley versus Zack Sabre Jr. and this team, the TMDK, in the main event. So you talk about the Avengers, right? Okada, Ishii, Moxley, and Danielson in the 8-man tag match at the main event of New Year's Dash. So overall, it was 2 days of pro wrestling. There's probably 8, 9, 10 hours of pro wrestling right there. Impressive. So New Japan Pro Wrestling, Wrestle Kingdom, and New Year's Dash. Go check it out right now on NewJapanWorld.com. All right, that's it, folks. Until a couple of days, we'll talk about Raw for January 8th edition. We'll talk about that. AEW Dynamite, Collision, SmackDown, Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling. Get that right again. We'll have my previews of prediction for TNA Wrestling's Hard to Kill going down this coming Saturday. So a bunch of wrestling as we cruise into the new year of 2024. All right, my friends, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. And again, as always, Happy New Year. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody, and happy wrestling.